So I would usually wait until after I get done doing my work. Well, as of late, I will wait until after I'm done doing my workout for the day to do my video. Um, but I wanted to share that I got up this morning. I got up and I actually just got off the scale and I was not very happy with the number. I didn't gain any weight, but according to the number, I didn't lose any weight. Um, and again, this is not meant to be like a big weight loss thing. I want to shed a few pounds, of course. I want to get more tones. I want to just be healthy overall. Um, it could be a couple of different factors. I kind of ate a little crappy over the weekend. Um, I had been doing my intermittent fasting kind of, but I did slack a bit. I wasn't as strict with it as I should have been. Um, yeah, I mean, I did my workouts and everything like that. Um, I don't know, but I decided as soon as I got off the scale, a couple of things. One, I have an older scale. I'm not trying to say like, oh, maybe the scale's broken. I'm not. That's like a typical, like honestly, like a typical fat person thing to say. I'm not gonna like take it outside with a hammer and like beat it or anything. But I do have an older scale. Also, it's not digital, and it's kind of like a really a preference thing when it comes to that. I used to, and the reason why I bought that particular scale with the little, I don't know what it's called, not digital, um, is because I felt as though that was a little more accurate than a digital one because digital is just that, it's digital. So it's a possibility you get on it and it quotes you a number. How do you know for a fact that that number is legitimate? You know what I mean? You don't see the little um, little thing actually moving to the weight. So that's why I bought that particular kind of scale. So maybe it's just an older scale. Maybe I need to get with the times, get a digital scale. Maybe I just need to get a better scale. Maybe I've just had this one for a while and it's not the most reliable scale. I don't know. I could get a new scale and maybe I'm bigger than I thought I was. But the second thing is, I'm not going to let this discourage me. And that's why it was important for me to do this video before I go and do my workout for the day. This will be my third weekend, and I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to, because in the past, if I wasn't seeing results, or if I saw something on a scale that I didn't like, I would get really sad, and then suddenly um I didn't want to work out anymore, or I wouldn't work out as much, and then that would eventually lead to me just not working out at all. And I really, really want to avoid that. I want to stick with this. I'm going to stick with this. And if anything, if even one thing comes out of this, I feel better. I know that I am becoming more flexible than I currently am. My metabolism, well, according to the scale, it's not, but I know that this is a good thing. Working out is never a bad thing. So I'm going to stick with this. Also, if I'm looking to see like serious results the way I would like to, I need to buckle down with what I'm eating. It's very important. So um, I and also I should mention that I didn't weigh myself last week because I felt like the week before I had kind of a crappy week. Like I went out the weekend with my husband for our anniversary and I kind of ate bad. And then this weekend I kind of ate bad. And I was like, oh well, I'm just treating myself, so it's okay. And there's nothing wrong with that, but um I don't know. I just need to figure out a better way to do this. So I'm currently not sure if I'm going to continue to intermittent fast. If I do, I need to do it in such a way where I don't feel like it's a chore and more so a lifestyle, because I have, like, currently I've been doing or trying to do eating between 4:30 and 1:30 a.m. And that's kind of an odd time to be eating. I give myself like an 8 hour window. But the 1:30 is simply because my husband doesn't get home from work until 12 a.m. So he really likes to be able to sit down and have dinner with me. And if I was doing between 12 and 8 p.m., which gave me 8 hours as well. But, I was done eating hours before he got home. So then he would come home and I would sit with him and we would do stuff, but he would be eating alone. I didn't want him to do that. So I need to come up with a better plan if I decide to continue to do that. Also, I really need to um, buckle down with like the water intake. So, like, I do drink a lot of water, but like, I need to be consistent with it. Like, one day I might drink only 2 bottles of water, and another day I drink 4.5. So I really need to buckle down with that. Just be consistent with what I'm doing. Whatever I decide to do, I need to be consistent because I feel as though when you're consistent, you see results. So if I'm consistent with how I'm eating, when I'm eating, what I'm drinking, working out, I will definitely see the results that I want. I can't half-ass it, which I don't want to say I've been half-assing it, but I've been like hardcore with like my working out. But when it comes to like nutrition, I have been half-assing it. So I just really need to sit down and reevaluate everything, and how I'm doing everything. So that's going to be interesting. And like even like this weekend, it's going to be another probably junk food weekend because my siblings are coming over. We're going to go out to the movies and hang out. And there was talk about pizza and stuff, and all those things are great, but and there's nothing wrong with me having that. It just needs to be in moderation. So, and like last night, for instance, I had pizza, and the night before that, I made chicken strips and fries because I had a craving for chicken strips. So again, like, and I can have that, but maybe I should have baked the chicken strips and not fried them. And I thought like, oh, I could just bake them, but it's like I've been eating so good all week, I'll just fry them. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but moderation. And also, I did an intermittent fast during the weekend. So maybe that played a part. I don't know. But I really need to sit down and just think about everything and come up with what I think is a good plan, something that I know that I'll be able to stick to. Even if it's a little bit challenging, that's fine because I've been trying to push myself that little bit more every time. But I really need to just decide what it is I want, what it's going to take to get those results, and stick with that plan. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. But right now, I'm going to go work out because I'm sticking to that because I said I would, and I know it's a good program.